Bum, 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 bum. Hello, today we are making Caudell.
A warm spiced wine from the Tudor era.
Yes, whilst it might slightly horrify you wine aficionados out there to add spices and egg yolks to warm wine, it was actually really common at the time.
In fact, your entire understanding of wine is completely wrong from a Tudor perspective. Now, you might be used to classifying your wine depending on how oaky it is and how fruity it is. None of that. Wine in the Tudor era is foreign. Foreign is expensive, so it has to be good, no matter how sour and disgusting it might taste.
Yep. Wine was also drunk very, very young, usually in the November of the year that it was plucked, vintaged, made. And therefore required a lot of mixing and doctoring and just general sweetening to be palatable.
That was the job of the butler, who bottled. So when wine arrived to England in big wooden casks, it would be stored in these casks in wine stocking establishments like Hampton Court Palace. But that meant that once you tapped it open, air would get into it and the wine would start to sour. It would only be a couple of months before it was basically turned into vinegar. So the butler's job was to blend all these different wines together, to add water, spices, sugar, whatever it took to make the wine not only palatable, but attempt to match it to some level to what was being served at the table.
Okay, now let's look at the ingredients.
So, for a couple of drinks of Caudell, you will need whichever wine you would like to drink. So the darker red wines were considered better quality in Tudor England, and the best of the best was considered wine from the French region of Gascony. Then you will need a couple of egg yolks and some spices. Now, because this is an original recipe, the official quantity is some. So some sugar, some salt, and some saffron. And that's it.
Okay, so we're just going to turn the heat on, and we're going to put some eggs in here directly. And as soon as we get them in here, we're going to break them up and add some wine before it starts scrambling. Once we've got a nice little liquid base, we're going to add our seasonings, our salt, sugar, and saffron in. And basically just give that a stir until it gets warm and infuses.
Pour your Caudell into your vessel of choice and enjoy.